Okie dokie. We have a vector here, negative 2, 5. And we are trying to find a vector that has a negative 4 for its x component and goes in the same direction that this vector does. All right, well, that's pretty easy, actually, because you'll notice you have negative 2 and negative 4 is just twice as long, so k is going to end up being twice as long as 5, or 10. So let's take a look here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, I just barely fit that in the page there, didn't I? So there's our vector. Okay. And this is the vector negative 4, 10. If you look here, you see right here is the point 25 that we had here. Right? So the original vector would have just been up to this point, and then this longer vector, same direction, just continues a little further. Next, we're supposed to find a vector that, again, has a negative 4 for the x component, but now we want it to be perpendicular. This is a little bit trickier. Now, if we want the vector to be perpendicular, here's a sample of a perpendicular vector. It would be negative 5, negative 2. So back 5, down 2. I'm going to go sketch that in here. Let's see, so let's go. Okay. And if you look at the original, I'll put the original in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back 2. There we go. Alright, so there's the original vector right here, negative 2, 5. And here's the vector, negative 5, negative 2. So you can see that it's perpendicular to the original. If you think about negative reciprocals of the slopes, if this were a line, its slope would be 2 over 5, and the slope of this line would be negative 5 over 2. Negative reciprocals, so they're perpendicular. But the thing is that this vector won't do because that doesn't have a negative 4 for the x. But that's okay, because all it means we have to do is just scale it down. So if I have negative 5, negative 2, and I want something with a negative 4, well, what do I have to multiply negative 5 by to get negative 4? Right, so let's see. Well, if I multiply negative 5 by 4/5, then I'll get a negative 4. So I have to multiply negative 2 by 4/5 as well, and see 2 times 4/5 is 8/5. 8/5. Right, so there's our vector, and that's just the vector that goes this far. And 8/5 is like 1 and 3/5. You can see 1 and looks like 3/5. Okay. Now you might be asking, how did I get that 4/5 number? Well, if I want to know what do I have to multiply negative, and whatever, negative is positive, whatever. What do I have to multiply 5 by to get 4? That sounds odd, right? Well, there's nothing I multiply 5 by to get 4. Well, there is. It's a fraction. So what you'd say is you could set this up as a little equation. I could say 5 times x equals 4. So 5 times something equals 4. We'll divide by 5 on each side, and I get 4/5. Okay. Think about there. You can set yours up the same way to figure out what you need to kind of scale this down by just a little bit to get that x component to be what you're looking for.